My mom's friend was coming over for dinner and he brought me a gift, and I was thinking maybe it'll be a toy to play with or something. He handed me a hand-blown glass wizard inside of a globe, and I just thought, wow, neat, and I set it on the shelf and didn't give two thoughts to it. It got packed up and put in a box, and I stumbled across it 9 years later, about 3 months after I had started blowing glass. And when I saw it, it just gave me goosebumps. It was kind of like realizing that somewhere, something was telling me maybe I was going to be a glass blower later in life, and it all came to fruition at that moment. My grandparents got sick, so I moved out to Augusta and tried to help take care of them with my mom, and there was 3 or 4 different scientific glass blowing companies out here that I had found out about. I basically just picked one who said he was hiring and decided to just harangue him until he gave me the job, and he did.
No, not too many people know about the scientific part of it. You know, like I say, you know, if you get a jar of milk or, you know, a canister of milk at the grocery store, it's been slid through some glass somewhere along the line. You know, they take the weights and stuff like that.
We make a lot of environmental lab and chemistry lab, some stuff for medical colleges.
And you can make stills. You may, just because you say a still, you might be thinking, well, we're going to distill some liquor. Well, everything's been distilled. Gasoline, powders, different chemicals.
Any type of lab application that you would see, for example, an old movie on TV with a mad scientist, and he's got the whole lab set up and all the bubbling and smoke coming out of it, all that stuff. Well, when I haven't blown glass for a little while, I liken that to a musician who hasn't played his instrument for a little while. I get a little bit anxious.
But Jonathan's a unique situation for us because Jonathan had a little bit of background in novelty glass and stuff.
I graduated from Colorado State with a degree in microbiology in 2001, and I had worked for a few different doctors out there and just didn't really like what I was doing. At the same time, a friend I had had for many years had just gotten his glass shop set up, asked me to come hang out with him. So I went down there, and within 5 minutes of handling the glass, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. My bosses both tried to explain to me that it was not going to be just as easy as what I was doing, and I just didn't find it that way. I found that it was actually easier because, wow, when you add color to glass, it's not uniform anymore, so it doesn't flow the same. When you're working with just clear glass, it's a uniform consistency. The molecular structure is the same all the way through, so when it gets hot, it all flows perfect. So I found it actually very, very easy to transform over.
I thought he was a crackhead. No, he has a will to do it, but he didn't know glass existed on for what he's seen.
When I did the art glass, I loved it, but I don't really consider myself as much as an artist as a lot of people who truly are artists would consider themselves. So I almost felt like I was kind of cheating because I was pretty good at glass blowing and I was able to make what I wanted. But as far as the transition of knowing how the glass works, how it flows, how to manipulate it, that transferred over fairly readily.
Jonathan's been real good. He learns real easy. He listens to you, and I tell you, he's moving right on up. He's been fantastic for us.
At this point, I would have to say my dreams and aspirations as far as glass would be to, at some point, have some other master glass blower consider me a master glass blower. At that point, I feel like I've achieved at least some worthy goal. After everything I've learned, Alan and I went back and looked at the wizard piece, and we still can't figure out exactly how he got that wizard inside the globe.